Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Come on in, come on in, say hello, come on in, say hello, come on in, say hello, and come on in, say hello, come on in, say hello. Hi, everyone. Happy New Month. That is true. Pal 9333. I think you haven't been on in a while. Happy September, y'all. Happy New Month. Happy New Month, everyone. Hi, Miss Fagbaby. Check your email. Check your email. Hi, everybody. Ekale, ekabo si ori to why. My Yoruba is very you joining? Oh, that's group chat. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Say hello. Happy New Month. Happy September, y'all. Welcome on board. Happy New. Hello, in the sanctuary. Look at the time. Look at the time. In your face. No, it's because I have something else to do. But it's still right on time. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Happy September. Actually, I want bar months here. September, October, November, December. We did it, y'all. Yay! We made it at 9 o'clock. Woohoo! Hell has frozen over. Hey, Miss Sabina, how are you? What you got to say now? Uh-huh. Hello, my number, Lee. I don't think any of the two of them, Mr. Brennan, really. Anyway, hi everyone. Come on in. Say hello when you come in. This is Attorney Abisola Adebola Olale Omobabasam, immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. What's going on, people? It's a new month. It's a new month. It's a new month. A new slate, a clean slate, a fresh start, a new opportunity, another chance to get it right. See, we're starting off the month with a good note. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it before Thursday. Don't jinx it before Thursday. Don't jinx it because, yeah, my very first time on your live. Welcome. 𝐸𝐸. Welcome to _87. Thank you for joining. Good evening, Miss Sabina. How are you? Hello, Mr. Rashid. What's going on? Limo. Number 11. It's a fresh start. Listen, I've got to. I do all those quotes for myself as well, because I got to encourage myself. How's everybody doing? Welcome to another month of favor. August was phenomenal. God showed up and showed up. But guess what? It's still the same God, even in the month of September, October, November, December, January, whatever month it is, whatever year it is. Just keep believing, just keep praying, keep hoping against hope. Bible says Abraham hoped against hope. Sometimes your hope has to hope against hope. That even when it doesn't make sense to us, we keep going, because a lot of things doesn't have to make sense to us for God to make it happen. Let me say that again. A lot of things don't have to make sense to us for God to make it happen. As long as He makes it happen, don't question it. Leave it alone, and just assimilate and take in the blessing, and let Him just keep being God. Welcome, everyone. It is going to be a mind-blowing. It's going to be mind-blowing, as a matter of fact, the rest of the year. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Speak it into existence. You've got to speak it before you see it. That's what faith is all about. Speaking it before we see it, so that we know, that's what the Bible, that's basically what the Bible sums up faith to be. The evidence of things not seen. You've got to speak it like you already have it, and watch God just come through. Watch God come through for you. on each and every one of us. But anyway, so if you're just joining us for the first time, please note that I am an immigration attorney based in Alabama, but represent immigration clients in all 50 states. I do and can represent you in immigration cases, regardless of the state you live in. Contact information is 334-341-4475. Visit our website at 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Email is info@𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Info@𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Same number on WhatsApp. We do not take calls on WhatsApp. Someone is TJ on TikTok. That's my son's name, TJ. And from your mouth to God's ear, from your prayer to God's presence, God will surely come through, especially since you're my son's. You booked you booked a session with me, TJ. You didn't meet my TJ. TJ. T. Oh, he's eating. That's my baby. My oldest son was home for Labor Day weekend. Yo, my boys. My boys they're my life. But if you ask them, one of the things they say, describe your mom and say she's strict. You think I'm strict? I'm strict?
Yeah.
For sure. I'm strict, right? That's what you think? Oh, you're lucky you're not even in Nigeria. Well, TJ, this is my TJ. Oh, you saw it on my right now. This is my TJ. It's my. He says I'm strict. Well, they see I'm strict, but see, my boys, they've told me for that if they can survive being my kids, they can survive anything. I take that as a compliment. Say hi, TJ. Hi and bye. And my oldest was home this weekend. My SJ, my oldest kid, freshman in college. He's adapting so well. I think I'm the one who has to who really has to understand the assignment, as they say. But anyway, once again, 334-341-4475. We don't take calls on WhatsApp. It's just text. And if you need to call schedule consultation, you can do that on our website. The promotion is over. Told y'all last week that Thursday was going to be the last day. Is it going to be back before the end of the year? I don't know. Thanksgiving is coming. Christmas is coming. I don't know. I may wake up one day and feel like it. I don't know. I drive myself crazy because I come up with crazy stuff. But anyway, we'll be glad to help you in your immigration case. Subscribe to YouTube channel. Share this video. You never know. We're doing questions tonight. So put your questions in the comment section. I usually go around TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Like and follow, subscribe at 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 Immigration on all platforms. Would very, 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 kindly share with this video. Your family and friends would very much appreciate that. So let's get. Now I can see. Now I can see. All right, people, let's get started. Time for questions. That's what we got tonight. For those who don't know, kindly get your glasses. I got my glasses. What else you want? I didn't tell you I couldn't see. I can't see. I just need to see better. But for those who don't know, we're just turning in immigration attorney. We do this live every Tuesday and Thursday for the most part. Today is it's a good start. Knock on wood, Miss Abena and Miss Elena Sanctuary. You ain't gonna jinx it. 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. Talking of Central Standard Time, I cannot tell you how many times people call my staff and get angry that Zoom or whatever. I've been here waiting for her for 30 minutes. She hasn't shown up, and I have an hour consultation. I'm thinking, your confirmation says Alabama Central Time in uppercase bold font. It's not 10 a.m. in Alabama. It's 9 a.m. And then they go, oh, sorry. Yeah, you're bad. So if whenever you schedule consultations with us, please note that it is Alabama Central Time Zone. I'm in Alabama Central Time Zone. That means if you live in Georgia, if you live in some parts of Florida, Maryland, What else? What other states are in Massachusetts, New York? You're going to be in Eastern Standard Time, meaning you're an hour ahead. If you live in Mississippi, you live in Texas, then you're the same time as I am. So please note that. And the thing about our consultation is, even though it's Alabama Central Time Zone, there is also part of your confirmation that will tell you your exact time in your time zone. So for instance, if you're in California, you're in Seattle, Washington, you're 2 hours behind, I think. So it will tell you what your time zone is. So pay attention. So in your confirmation, you'll see 2 separate time zones. The first one is Alabama time, which is where I am. And then the second one is going to be telling you what your time, what the time it will be in your state for you to get out. So my office, she's not here. No, I always show up in my consultation. I always do. God giving us health. I mean, if I'm not going to show up, I just don't have. I've never had a reason not to. If we have to reschedule because I'm stuck in court, that has happened because I can control that, or I have an emergency hearing because I do children's services work in Alabama. But other than that, she'll show up. If you pay for my time, I'll be there. But anyway, let's get the questions. Once again, contact us at 334-341-4475. We're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. After hours, we have people taking care of calls. Email is info@olalayalawfirm.com. How was everybody's Labor Day weekend? How many of us were laboring away, even though we're supposed to be taking a break? I don't even know if I have holiday. But anyway, okay, let's get a question. Time for questions. Let me be the first to say good night. Miss Erlene, how are you? I hope you're having a wonderful night. Happy new month. We're going to decree and declare that it's going to be our best month yet. We will not look back and say it was better in our past. It's going to be much better in our future. Today is going to be better than what it used to be. Tomorrow will be better than today. That's the mentality we have to have, and knowing that we're speaking that into our future because we know it's going to come to pass. I love how you love God and have faith in Him. Makes no sense praying if we have no faith. Listen, now, I am not going to be a pastor's wife anytime soon. Just saying. Because there used to be a guy that was crazy over me. Like crazy. But he's a pastor. Can't do it. Because I reserve the right to cuss when I feel like it. Cannot be first lady to nobody. Just, let's just leave that alone. But when it comes to, I am not ashamed to testify to the goodness of God. I am not ashamed to call, I don't say anything to make anyone uncomfortable. If you're my client, you already know if we're having an interview, I'm going to ask you, can we pray together? If I know you're not a Christian, I would say a word of prayer under my breath for you and know that God is in control. But who I am and what I am and all that I am is because of Christ. There's nothing that I have done for myself without the grace and favor of God. It is just what it is. So, Ms. Williams, thank you. I cannot hide it. That's just me. That's how I was raised. And I thank God for my mama for raising me in the Christian way. And I'm trying to do the same for my kids. Got to know that because our motto in our home is we can do all things through Christ who gives us strength. There's nothing we do without his strength, his grace and his strength. And that is always a fallback. It's just a fallback for me. It's the strength where I draw strength from. It's the grace that keeps us going. It is who we are. It is who I am. And I'm God's work under construction. I'm God's own. He owns me. He is my savior. He understands me the most because a lot of people don't. So, but thank you. It is who I am. Okay. It's been 6 months. They haven't replied. If they got my medicals, hope the file is not lost. So let's take care of that, Ms. Bill. So disclaimer. Disclaimer: general information, not specific to anyone's case. If you got a question about your case that you want to have it specifically addressed, then we can schedule a consultation, or you can call to schedule a consultation. 30 minutes, 130, 45 minutes, 200, 1 hour, $230. And it's by Zoom. So we can do that for you and talk about your case, but this is just general information. It's helpful to some, but please don't say, man, yeah, no, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. So, okay. Having said that and get out of the way, USCIS does not send you, like, like when you have, if you're my client and we filed your case between June and now, we got tons of the girl that usually comes to help me at work. She wasn't there today. So I just put everything in the big bin and just brought it home. So I don't know why I brought it home. The goal is to open it up. The goal was to get TJ to do something, but I forgot. And he said he's stacked, meaning he's got money in his card because he just got a new credit card, so he's not working. That's his mentality. That's okay. But if you're waiting, please give us till the end of the week. It's a whole lot. I'm probably going to take everything back to the office and get it done. But anyway, so unlike when you file a case and USCIS sends your receipt notice, whenever you send in a response to your request for evidence, usually you don't get any notification. You don't. They're not going to send your receipt notice and say, hey, yeah, this is a receipt acknowledging that you sent in your response to an RFP. Now, sometimes, which most of the time in my cases, you would get the case alert, case status alert would send you an alert that we receive your response to your request for evidence, and it will just be updated on your case. That's about all you're going to get. And as far as how long it's going to take them to now make a decision after you respond to the RFP, that's subjective, depending on the case that you have, depending on how you can contact them. If it's a VAR case, you're probably going to need your attorney to send an email. Like today alone, I think I've sent about 5 emails to the VAR office. I'm sure whenever those people see my email, I just like, not this lady again. Like she only got only clients, like, not this lady again. But, for instance, one of my clients, we requested to expedite her EAD, and less than a week after, they actually granted that. Okay, fine. They also, at the same time, granted her advanced parole. We got the EAD card, and even though we have the approval of the advanced parole and the EAD at the same time, the EAD says not valid for reentry. But it's you said you, and then he sent us an I-512 travel document separately. And so for me, the thing to do is, hey, yo, what's going on? You approved the EAD and you approved the advanced parole. Why are you making this no entry, not valid for entry? So, hey, go on my email them and copy of what they sent us. Y'all gonna fix this or send us a separate 512. That's what an attorney can do through that email. That is for those who have attorneys on their VAR cases. Other than that, you're going to call USCIS, make an inquiry, congressional assistance. If you think before you do congressional assistance, you should try to make at least one inquiry with USCIS to find out what's going on. You just never know. Just call in sometimes. There's another case that I called about. We called about 2 weeks ago, thereabout. I think I started saying it last week. And they approved the I-130 that had just been sitting there. So you just never know. But if you don't have if it's a bad case and you don't have a lawyer on your case, then you may write them just to follow up and see what's going on. Miss Jessica, I am well. B, thank you for all you do. Thank you, Mr. B. We just have to reference God in all we do. Hey, Yep. Yep. You've got to listen. I wear it. I don't don't judge. My skin is a bit dry. See that? That's my stamp right there. God's own. I don't. I love tattoos. I don't know why. Because growing up in Nigeria is not the norm. But it's been my way of expressing my faith. I've got the Jeremiah 29:11 on my own. It's just been my way of expressing my faith. It's just we all have to believe in something. Like every one of us. That's what I think. Until I came to this country and found out some people don't believe in anything. That's okay. To each their own. But there's got to be a higher power that you draw strength from. And for me, that is God. Thank you. Is it okay to expedite VA based on immediate family illness, son, daughter? You can request to expedite anything. The question is, are they going to grant the expedited request? And you would only know if they're going to do that if you make the request. So if you've got evidence to say, hey, I need, but keep in mind, however, you've got to be able to show why they have to expedite the petition. If it's you're trying to travel, then you're able to get advanced parole. But if your point is that the person in the immediate family who's going to benefit from it, you don't know what hopefully it's not anything bad, but based on their health, it makes sense for them to approve your case. Whatever, I don't know your situation, but just make sure you have enough credible evidence to be able to back up your expedited request. Okay, so let's go to TikTok. Alrighty. Happy new month, Kiki Collections. Happy new month to you. Let's see. If a case of condition in removal goes to speeding process, how long it takes to get your status? I don't understand your question. Thank you, TJ. When is the best time to call your number? We're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and then we have an answering service. But if you're looking to discuss your case with me, you would have to schedule a paid consultation. And you can call our office. You can go on our website to do that easily. It's very, very straightforward. Get on the website. It's right there. That's how I discuss cases. But you can call my office to get that information. Any member of my staff will be willing to help you, and we'll be glad to help you out with that. Yeah, they're SJ and TJ. Those are my boys. I sound strict. Am I a strict parent? Let me put it this way. I'm a Nigerian parent. I've lived in the United States 21 years with my kids. Because you got to understand, we're in this system where, and I never was one that, subscribe to that. I know the Bible says, spare the rod and spoil the. I get it. But sometimes you just don't have to give, because people, some of the things our parents did back then were like child abuse. Let's call a spade. But you cannot knock them out upside down the head here. So you got to be creative. And knock on wood, I think the foundation is given children, just like my mother gave my siblings and I, the foundation of Christ. And knowing that, because I always tell my kids, once you step out of my house, the very first person you represent is God. Before me, before your father, is God. Whatever your behavior out there shows the kind of home you're from, yes, but you represent God. What would God expect of you? Sometimes it's like you threaten them with it, but it's worked. I think. And you earn things in my home. We don't give, like, you people will see my kids and I'm like, no, you don't. They don't just. ask and be given. No, you earn it. What is your grade? You can't get less than a 95 in my home, because you have to explain what TJ, what did you get in TJ? T. Let him tell you what I tell him. So y'all, how much of a young woman mother I have. So if he comes on and tells me, what did you get? What grade? What subject did you tell me you had a 98 in, or something crazy like that? Come show your face. What subject was that? You had a 98. What did I ask you about the 2 points?
Did they get taken?
By who? What do I usually say?
The cat.
Yeah, the school cat. Or what do I ask? Like, who else has what? 2 heads in your class, right? Mm-hmm. Does anybody have 2 heads?
No.
Okay, did anybody get 100? And if he says yes, it's like, now we've got a problem. Hey, it works. So I did Tunji. Okay. TJ is Tosha Joel. I've been documentary qualified 3 months ago. I'm in Jamaica. How long before interview? I can't tell you how long it's going to be in your at the embassy there. Filed for my wife's I-130 case last year in August, and it's still being reviewed, and we're still waiting. She is Nigerian. Okay, good to add. I know how. So using, my ex-husband hired me to, I think I put a post up, to file for my ex-mother-in-law. And it got approved faster than the norm. That's Jesus right there. Like, hey, but we thank God that worked out fine. But that took actually what 9 months? Thereabout, yeah. But I'm seeing for spouses though, for just the I-130, give or take about, I haven't seen anyone that's more than a year. So that puts things in perspective. So hopefully you get something soon, and you can make an inquiry, but based on the processing time, it's still within the normal processing time. And then it depends on the service center, because the I-130s are usually processed at the service centers as a standalone. So it depends on the service center that's processing your case. California service center has the longest wait, or is in Nebraska, one of those two. I received my advance parole. I have pending I-485. Is it safe to travel with this? I cannot tell you whether or not to travel. That's very, very specific. What I can say generally is, as long as the only issue you have is the unlawful presence, unauthorized stay, overstay of your status, you came in legally. The fact that you have an advance parole, sometimes USCIS may inadvertently approve that, even though you didn't have a legal entry. And if you go out, you're trying to come back and you're risking not being allowed in. But as long as you came in legally, albeit you've overstayed, and the only issue you have as far as admissibility is the unlawful presence, then there shouldn't be any problem. But I'm not telling you to travel. I'm just telling you what the general information is. That would be something I would say, if you have a lawyer, consult with your lawyer and discuss that with them. How soon after being an LPR can I file for citizenship? Married to a U.S. citizen, 3 years. Let's see. How can I fix my status? My father is a U.S. citizen. From Mexico, over 21, living in Texas. So the fact that your dad is a U.S. citizen, he can file for you. A citizen can file for any child, married, unmarried, over 21. The question is getting your status. If you've overstayed, then you cannot adjust status, especially being that you're over 21. You're not an immediate relative. So if you're under 21, then that's different. Over 21, your dad can file an I-130 for you. Once it's approved, you're going to have to get a waiver of the lawful presence before you leave and apply for your immigrant visa at the embassy. Let's see. Hold on, let me see. No, anyways, let me go back there. Y'all don't have to write the same question like 5-6 times. I will scroll through it. If it gets too repetitive, I actually will skip it because it's like reading the same thing over and over again. Oh. Okay, that's where I stopped. Let's see. What can I fix? How can someone with 2 misdemeanors sponsor a spouse for a green card? Having a misdemeanor doesn't stop you from sponsoring someone for a green card. Filing an I-130 petition. For the most part, if you are the petitioner has been convicted of any crime that falls within the Adam-Walsh Act, that usually is a bar from being able to petition for anyone. But in your case, disclaimer, general information. If you want to be specific about your case, consult with a lawyer to know exactly. But generally, misdemeanors do not prevent you from filing. However, if an act, like I said, falls within the Adam-Walsh Act, the fact that it's a misdemeanor doesn't mean it does not fall within that act. So you're better off sitting down with a lawyer and explaining your actual situation. Okay, let's see. If my husband receives SSI check, can he file a petition for me? Generally, yes. Most likely you probably need a joint sponsor, but nothing stops him from doing that. Got my EAD travel permit today. How long wait period for green card? After that, that is subjective, depends on a lot of factors. So what happens if you don't show up to court for an expired license tag violation? I can tell you what happens in your state. In my state, in the state of Alabama, where I also do criminal defense, the judge can issue an alias warrant out for you if you don't show up for court for failure to appear. My green card interview was canceled a year now, and I haven't gotten an update on a new date. Call them and see if they would give you any information, and hopefully maybe they're trying to not schedule an interview and waive that. Did you send in your medical when you filed? So with 2 heads, yeah. I remember when my mom used to say that growing up. So I've become my mother. Okay, let's see. Is it unusual to file a adjustment status in June, receive EAD last week, and interview scheduled September 2nd? I would hope you'll be happy that your case is going pretty fast. So there's nothing unusual, generally, nothing unusual about that. How long a 601 will take? Forever. It's ridiculous. My husband is fixing my papers, but my son, it's a U.S. Marine. Will that help me somehow? Thank you. Is your son 21 years yet? If it's not, is your husband a citizen? Y'all, there's some things you just have to sit down with a lawyer to discuss. There's some things that's just not, you can't be penny wise, pound foolish. There's some things you just, Friday, what I did Friday morning was schedule my 6 months checkup with my physician. I'm not a doctor. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with me, but I want to make sure that a professional checks me out and does my, regular check, blood test, whatever the case may be. and figure out if there's anything that, just to make sure my health is, because I can't do that myself, but that's what he's trained for. And that's why I have to make sure I keep it, make it a point to go there, because it's important that my health is taken care of by someone who actually is trained to take care of my health. The same thing that happens when it comes to legal stuff. Anyone can feel the immigration is just not paperwork. If it was just paperwork, then a lot of us lawyers would not have a job. Go figure, right? So if my parole says valid for reentry, can I travel outside United States? Once again, I can't tell you whether to travel or not, but the whole point of your EAD saying also serves as I-512 is because it also serves as your advanced parole, which is equivalent to you being able to come into the country after a temporary visit outside United States. Can I petition for my mother if I'm a green card holder married to a citizen? I'm smiling because y'all remember my client that I talked about. I had to bring this home with me last week, that the husband of my client made her believe that he's the only one who can file for her mother, his mother-in-law. Last year, I think it was June, we consulted, and I made her know he can't even do. I was gonna cuss somebody. See, that's why I can be a first lady. He can't do anything. That's a better word to use. But you, on the other hand, you're a citizen, right? She goes, yes. Like, I'll be damned. You can file for your mother. And she could not believe it. She could not believe it. Let me even, the text she sent. Let me see if I think her last, she goes, I said, tell mommy congratulations. I still do not know how to thank God. That was, because she was like, are you sure? I was like, yes. Y'all, this is her green card I'm holding in my hand. It's nothing like it. This is her green card. This is mommy's green card. That man threatened to send her back. She literally left everything in Nigeria to come take care of their kids for them. And he said she's never going to get her papers called CPS on her, Child Protective Services. Here's her green card. There is nothing too difficult for God to do. And this woman prayed for me. Lord knows I will praise Jesus till the day I die, because those prayers, I need them. Because our mother's generation, their prayers are like deep, like real deep prayers, like those kind of prayers you don't really hear our generation really pray. Let's be real. So when you just like when my mother prays, I don't take it for granted, because I know the prayers don't just end by them saying amen. It is everlasting, like follows you till forever. So, but to answer your question, as a green card holder, you cannot file for your mother, even if you're married to a citizen, you cannot. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. When can an H-1B visa holder file for green card, please? Depends on what you qualify for. You've got H-1B doesn't give you a basis to file for green card. You've got to have a sponsor, employment sponsor, or file. So the fact that you have H-1B doesn't mean you're automatically qualified for a green card. Your employer still has to offer to file a green card petition for you, the I-140, or if you qualify for a national interest waiver, a self petition, then you can explore that. Just got my EAD while awaiting my asylum. How do I get my SSN? When you filed for your EAD, there's a part in the 765 that asks you if you want them to issue you a Social Security card. If you did not select that, then you would have to go to your Social Security office and make an appointment, or if it's a walk-in, then get a Social Security card that way. Okay, let's go to Can I change my status from asylum seeker to marry a U.S. citizen? That's not a change of status, adjustment of status. But if you're married a citizen and you came in legally, then you should generally qualify, be eligible to adjust your status. How can I stop a fiance visa when I see a fraud from my wife-to-be when interview is 1 week? That's a tough one for me because I represent immigrants. But in fairness to you, if you think it's fraud, I don't know what you consider fraud, but you can always tell USCIS that you want to withdraw your petition. It's your petition. So if you decide to withdraw it, then it's your call to make. Okay. I have a 5-year green card. I have a 5 years green card. Only have 4 years tax. Can I file for citizenship? Taxes has nothing to do with citizenship. You either qualify as a legal permanent resident, someone who's been a legal permanent resident for 3 years based on, and you're still married to a citizen, or based 3 years based on the fact that you got your green card through VAWA or removal conditions 3 years. If not, then as a legal permanent resident for 5 years, your taxes is just part of your good moral character evidence. Is a 693 signed in February 2023 still valid to be submitted? There's a policy on the USCIS.gov website where it extends the validity of the civil surgeon's signature now. Okay. All righty. Let's go. I'm going to come to Instagram. Just give me 1 second. Billy, I think you addressed this last week when you said your case was updated to request for additional evidence and you never received anything. And I think it's time for you to get a lawyer, and I'll tell you why. So I have Miss P as one of my clients, and she actually represented herself, and then she got to the point where she got notification saying that they sent her a request for additional evidence for a VAWA case. Didn't get any response back from them. She got me on the case, so I took over her case, did a FOIA request, got her what she had submitted in the past, because I always have to do that before I take on a new case. But then when I emailed the Lawrence Sebit Center, come to find out that that was actually an error on their part. And so I'm not saying that's your case. Your case, you have to find out why. But it was an error on their part in the sense of there was no request for evidence sent. And so for me and for her, it gave a peace of mind because they emailed me back. And so we have that in black and white. If they turn around and say we didn't respond to no, I'm like, no, not too fast. Ain't people here, no, because it's off in like 200 years ago. You said there was nothing you sent. This is the evidence of that. So that's one of the advantages of having a lawyer on your case, because we can easily send an email to them. And if they did, you never got it, to give us some time to respond to that because you didn't have an attorney. So it's time to get a lawyer on your case. What can I do while awaiting USCIS's final decision after the interview? But my wife moved out of the house while I was away to work with all of my valuables. Sit down with a lawyer and see if you're eligible to convert to a VAWA case before USCIS makes an unannounced visit. But sometimes, depending on, and your case is probably one of those cases where I'm very hesitant to convert you to a VAWA case, because sometimes you may be closer to getting a green card. Case in point, I have a client, Mr. H. He consulted with me a while back, and then he consulted with me again 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, thereabout something. And his case had been pending, but his wife had put him through hell, like hell on earth. And he was very, very ripe for VAWA. And I gave him the option, you can't do that. But I was like, and then they scheduled them for another interview. So they had another interview coming up. And I said, see if she will go with you. The reason is, as much as I can sit here and tell you, hey, this is my fee, and which I did, gave him all that information. But I said, but give it one more shot. See, just, like they say, local, what kind of thing. Just see, because you may be this close to getting your green card, because VAWA is going to push you back and you give you peace of mind, but you're still going to have to wait. And he had waited, and I go to, well, on this green card in like 3 years. It's been a while. So I said, just see what you can give, buy her jewelry, but whatever it is, just get her to the interview. Long story short, sent me an email last week. Didn't even ask him a whole lot of questions. Sent me an email last week. Got his I-485 approved last Friday. If he had changed to VA, then he would have peace of mind, but then he'll be still, and he had his 10-year green card because they'd been married over 2 years. So even though you may be having, Mr. B, may having issues, I don't know how long your case has been for. There's a whole lot that goes into that. You may want to just sit down and evaluate your case. But the last thing you also want to happen is you don't want USCIS to, because that's what they do sometimes. Once your interview is over, it's not like they forgot your case. They just given time to see if when they make an unannounced visit and see if you're going to be home. So you just never know, but sit down with the lawyer and see what's going on. How long does it take for a 45 to process? My husband and I have been waiting 2 years and getting nervous with this waiting game. The waiting game is killing. The waiting game has changed my hair from black to gray. That's, I should send a bill to USCIS for all the hair dye and color that I bought back in the day. But you're not alone. So check your processing times. See if it's still within normal processing time. If it is, then that's probably it's still going to be a waiting game, or just make an inquiry. I usually caution about making an inquiry because sometimes when you make inquiries about your case that is still within normal processing time, you're going to even add more delay to your case, because if they pull it out and see it's still within, they're not going to put it back in the queue. They're just going to put it wherever it is. But then again, conversely, it may make them say, hey, while we're still waiting on this case, let's just go ahead and, agree and approve this case. You never know, Just like mommy's green card. They sent us an RFE. The devil tried, but he failed, because the devil would always fail. We responded back in June. So when it was 60 days after, it's like, you know what? There really isn't any reason why they're holding this. Let me just call and say, hey, we had this interview back in June. We sent the RFE. You guys got it. This is the person who signed for it. It's not 60 days. This is an immediate relative. And, for parents to get 10-year green card, there's no condition or anything. And I called on, I think it was a Wednesday. No, I called on a Thursday because I was at work that day. And on Saturday, because I know I called them to let them know it was approved. Saturday was approved. So you just never know. You just never know. Okay. Happy New Month. Yay, Miss Savannah, Miss Eleanor Sanctuary, we made it on time today. It's gonna be an excellent month. It's my eye roll. What God cannot do doesn't exist, including being on time. Don't count any double. Let's see. Fresh start, I'm telling you. Oh, I was supposed to have a date on Saturday. And I just felt like sleeping. No, but the truth of the matter is, so I just texted. Is it wrong to text when someone's experiencing on a date and you don't call but you text and then block their number? I think I need therapy. I think that I need therapy. But the truth be told, I needed to review some work because I had 4 VAWA cases that had to go out today. Whenever my Isaiah and I think one was it Carla's case, when they're done, I do the final review. I've got to see what's missing, what's everything. So I knew that I needed to do that Saturday, because if I didn't get it done Saturday, I wasn't gonna get it done Sunday. I knew that. I don't know. That's what happened. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But I'm going to do better. Welcome to our new viewers. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. Tuesdays, Thursdays, as when we do the live show, take questions, talk about immigration topics. We share our testimonies. We pray for one another. We encourage one another. It's a positive space. If you're married to a citizen, how long does it take to file for your N400? I think that you're the same person on TikTok, but filing for citizenship, if you're still married to a U.S., if you're still in marital union with the U.S. citizen, it's 3 years. You have to be a legal permanent resident for 3 years. File 90 days before the 3rd year anniversary. Please share this video with your family and friends. You never know who would benefit from it. How long does it take to get a prima facie? I got tons of that today. After filing vow, it can range from 2 months to 6 months. Yes, please do not repeat your questions because I will skip right through them. It's nice. I really will, because it's something it does to my brain if I say the same thing over and over again. Hello, Epic Movement. How are you? Hello, birthday mate. Website, olalealawfirm.com. Very, very easy to navigate. And a lot of some of your questions can be answered easily. If not, just shoot us a text or email right from the website. You're taking a break. How you doing? Welcome back. Mr. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, Shalaf Yalewa. What does it mean if a valid case is denied, appeal is made, the case denied again, saying case dismissed? What can one do? First thing you want to do, sit down with a lawyer, see what your options are. If you're still married to the abuser, you may have an option to refile and repackage your case. What was the reason why your case was denied? Are you able to address the reason why it was denied? So there's a whole lot that an attorney can do to evaluate your case. So that's where you want to start. Generation Z got his coins. He got his coins. The question is, where did the coins come from? He said he's stacked. He's got stacks. Or he's got racks. I don't know. One of those things, also. He's got something. So he doesn't need to work. I wish that was how simple it was for adults. I just wish. Wouldn't it be nice if we just credit card, he told me, what's the big deal? And then they send you bills. So the bills anybody else gets bill in the mail, like, why can't we just forget 1 month? Like, why can't you forget just 1 month? Get the new kill. Even in COVID time, they did not forget. Nobody was working COVID, but bill people were working. You totally did not. They were sending you bills. Can you expedite your EAD card? Yes, you can. Hello, Miss Gira. We're still waiting on your mail. If you're not current, can you request for EAD on the EB2? There are what's it called? Criteria that you have to meet. If you go on USCIS.gov/present time website, there is you can, depending on if you meet the criteria that USCIS has enumerated on their website. So I don't know it off the top of my head, but you can if you meet those criteria. But it still does not mean you don't have to keep a valid status, because being able to apply for EAD does not relieve you of maintaining a valid status at the time you're going to adjust status to that of a legal permanent resident. Yes, disclaimer, general information. Call us for specific case advice. How long does it take USCIS to send extension letter after filing? I haven't seen any that is, knock on wood, maximum of 30 days. So if it's not 30 days, I give you 30 days at least. Hello, Mama. My mom is on Adictone 63. Hi, everybody say hello. Everybody say hello to my mother. How long does it take for USCIS to approve naturalization application? The law is that they're supposed to make a decision within 120 days after you've got your interview. The law actually is very specific when it comes to N400 that you can actually file a sick judicial review, basically sue them to court if they do not. But making a decision does not mean they have to approve the case. It just means they got to make some decision. So that could be an RFE, a notice of intent to deny, whatever the case may be, a denial, an approval. They've got to make a decision. But in reality, USCIS can take more than that. Talk about motion of appeal. What's motion of appeal? You mean motion or appeal? In VAR cases that was denied. What is there to talk about? I'm doing very well, Epic. How was your day? Okay, let's see. 10 months ago, fingerprints of our case, I received my EAD. But I didn't receive my first prima facie. Is that normal or no? You should have received your prima facie. If you have not, and you have an attorney in your case, ask them to email Vermont Service Center and inquire about that on your behalf. Yeah, we'll pass them. Let's, like my mom would say, let's even in tears, you still know the 𝐸𝐸𝐵𝒕. I mean, no, it's not like I'll probably cuss out the whole congregation, just make the pastor lose his job. So it's best. There's some of us that is not we're just not cut out to be. Stop from. No, my mouth is too sharp for that kind of role. My mouth is just not, no. There's some people that God has selected to be first ladies. I'm not one of them. I refuse to be one of them. Because no. Yeah, congratulations to the ladies LPR. Yes. God is faithful. Thank you. Waleoni. I want CAC prayers here. I want MFM. Y'all know that I used to be a member of MFM? Back in my married days, because my ex-husband's family, they're MFM members. So I was an MFM member. I'll leave that alone. But some of the prayer points, though, in fairness, I still use them till tomorrow. Some of the prayer points, the prayer points. I want to see like those kind of like real like those prayers where they pray for like we're going to this is enough. Like is she, I'm telling you, no, what does Miss? No, you and Miss no Sanctuary are the best. I'm telling you, you ladies are just the coolest. Why is Vermont Service Center freaking slow in processing I-1? Listen, where Jesus is going to come back and USCIS is still going to be processing cases. Truth be told, it's taking forever. Meat pie for you. That's Lick finger, where are you? On Kyo. Okay, let's see. The waiting game is frustrating. It is. Immigration will test the core of your patience. It's really frustrating. Immigration will test patience that you did not even know you had. Can I go ahead to file about if my partner refuses to go for an interview? The refusal to go for an interview is part of abuse, but sit down with a lawyer just to figure out if you actually have all the eligibility requirements for a VAR case. I stood him up. I'm at this point in my life that I don't, y'all, all my brothers, don't take this wrong. It's not that I don't care, but I rather just chill. Sometimes when I think of getting up and getting dressed, because my mom, you cannot leave your house and not look decent. Like I got that from my mother. It's like, you know how you're an adult, but when you're doing something and you're going to do something that you know, if your mother was standing next to you, you wouldn't be looking like that. Even though you're an adult, you have your own kids, but you're still afraid, even the person that she's like miles away. Yeah. So when I think of having to do that, I'm like, oh no, that's a lot of work. No, I ain't doing it. And I just don't care. I ain't gonna do it. That's just it. It's not gonna happen. That's it. That's it. So I stood him up, yeah. No, I didn't send a text. Standing somebody up is not even saying anything. I sent a text saying I got, and then I blocked them. So I don't have to read, because I don't want to read anything back. Listen, y'all, I already said it. I need therapy. So leave it alone. Ain't no sanctuary already knows another one. I need therapy. I need therapy. I know. Yeah, rescue kid, I'm telling you. Yes, you can go ahead and ask a question now before I get up to you. Already prepping for one. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Sorry to hear about that, laddie. Desire. Is there any green card pathway? Nothing yet from Congress. Everything is radio silent. So, but you already know if it's anything, I will be here to let you guys know what's going on. But laddie desire, what you can do is there. What you can do is to consult with a lawyer. You may be eligible to file a widow's petition, even though nothing was filed before he passed away. You're going to find his favor epic. Don't even worry about that. Yes, the thought of getting exactly. Because I am not high maintenance. I may look it, but I'm telling you, I'm not. Depending on the day, let's put it that way. But I'm very particular about how I look. I take care of myself. I ain't gonna tell you anything because, like I tell people, I had kids. I didn't die. If anything, having kids, you should live your best life after having kids. Like people should be wondering, are those your kids or your brothers or your sisters? Not like, she grandmother 1 year. No, it's not going to happen. But the thing is, I am someone who just doesn't care to do makeup another. If I'm not going to work and it's not like celebrating my kid's birthday or my birthday, well, I would just know. So, it's got to be someone that I'm really, really like hyped to see that I will get up and the thought alone just drained me. And I was like, I just so I sit here and just review this stuff that I need to. And I needed to make jollof rice for TJ too. Yeah, so it was like, and I'm not doing it. I'm just not. What if an asylum is pending in court and the married to a U.S. citizen over 1 year? Can the person go ahead with filing? The length of the marriage it doesn't determine when to file. The length of the marriage just determines the length of the green card you get, whether you get a conditional residency card or not. Whenever there's nothing stopping you generally from filing. And once you actually file, you can ask the court to administratively close your asylum case and see how things go with your with your marriage case. I come to your lives and you make me smile. I think you're gonna make me all mushy now because I don't like mushy, but I am glad. I am so glad because we're birthday mates, so that I get. But I'm glad. That's the whole point of this. Besides talking immigration, for us to come together, where I love the glasses and the necklace. Oh yeah, I wear a necklace today. Why did I wear a necklace? Because I was going to wear this on Saturday. See, I made the attempt. I did actually attempt. I put all of this out and had it spread out. It drained me because it's like, why in God's name am I doing all of this? As someone that I may not even want to see again a week from now. So I just spared myself and him the trouble, and that's all. But that's so I was going through. I was going through my. I was like, okay, you know what? Because I hardly wear jeans, and I was like, let me put on the necklace. And I was like, and I brought on my jewelry because I have this big jewelry on. Like, yo, don't even. I love jewelry. Can you tell? And I've got over 100 and something necklaces, gold and just name it. So I was like, I haven't worn this stuff in years, literally. So it's like, okay, let me wear it. But then since I didn't go, I just said, let me just put it on. At least I tried. I tried. Thank you, Isabel. I tried. Is there still discount for the consultation fee? No, that's ended last Thursday. Thank you, Isabel. Okay, I think I'm so glad, Epic, and I know we're going to receive positive news the day I'm going to bring you on the air when we get your case, because you're going to come testify. What should someone take into consideration before using advanced parole for VAW? Advanced parole for VAW is not different from the regular advanced parole. It's advanced parole is based off your I-45 that you filed. So it's not like it's VAWA advanced parole, but I'm not really sure what you mean to take into consideration. Like I said earlier on, as long as the only issue you have is the unlawful presence and it's nothing, you don't have a criminal conviction and all that. A lot of attorneys are very, very iffy with telling clients to travel. I advise my client based on each client's specific case and what it is we're dealing with. And that's why I always say you've got to talk to your lawyer, because your lawyer knows your case best. Okay. Sometimes we just want to sit at home doing nothing or something, then go out for any date. Yeah, I do that a lot. Maybe I'm telling. I don't know if it's. I don't get me wrong. I love looking nice. I do. It's just a lot of work. It's just a lot of work. It's just a lot of work. Like if you see me at home, I don't go out without my lipstick. Gotta have the red lips. But I'm jumpsuit, sunglasses, earrings, lipstick. That's it. But when you want to impress, come on, I was just like, oh no, it's not happening. But anyway, all right. Found and found still married. Does that mean I have two different cases of getting green card? That basically, in a nutshell, yes, you have the option. If you have an I-130 that your husband already filed, doesn't stop you from filing a VAW petition. But you've got to, whichever gets approved, that you've got to decide which of them you're going to file your green card application on. Filing green card, I'm filing VAW. My I-360 is approved. What next? I'm filing VAW. Oh, you already filed VAW, so your I-360 is approved. Congratulations. What next? What is next? If you've got your green card application pending, that's what USCIS is going to adjudicate. If you haven't filed that, then that should be the next thing for you to do. Let's see. How long after RFP responses does USCIS make a decision? That's what we talked about earlier on. It's subjective, it's relative. Do you have to get a COVID vaccine when applying for a green card? It is mandatory now, unless you fall within, the enumerated exemptions. But generally, yes. Okay. All right, people. I think we got to all questions tonight. I'm glad we did. A lot of those questions are just repetitive. Let's see. The signature lead. Yep. Looking nice and love. Listen. You've got to. You're calling. Especially if you're African or Caribbean, or you've got. We have that thing about us. You can't just step out. That's just it. You can't. You've got to represent. So, I just didn't feel like I put everything out. The necklace. See, but I got to wear my necklace. So if you notice while I'm wearing the necklace, that's when I'm wearing the necklace. Because it's like, oh, okay. I mean, I have got anywhere, but I'll wear it on Tuesday. So when it out. But yeah, you got to represent. And I remember when we went in London, and one of those days I just didn't feel like dressing up. And then my mom came in. She had blonde hair, and I was like, I'll be damned. I got up myself. I'm like, this only old woman ain't gonna beat me. No, we ain't doing that. So I have my notifications done so I can come here and let us have a safe space. Oh, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thank you. This is why I prefer older women. What does that mean? Open another page for this. Allah daiji. God knows as I almost a lot of nobody. Can someone who's out of status less than 180 days apply for EB2 national interest waiver? If you're out of status, now good question. You're still able to apply for adjustment of status, employment based, as long as you haven't been out of status for more than 180 days. Now, that means when you're applying for the green card itself, you can be out of status for more than 180 days. The national interest waiver petition is not the green card. That is the basis for which you file the green card. The petition has to be approved before your green card can be approved. And in order for you to take advantage of not being out of status for more than 180 days, that means that your priority dates in your category, EB2, must be current. So that means you must be eligible to file the green card application before 180 days is over. Right now, USCIS is working on cases received in July 2022. So unless it becomes current, then like when October visa bulletin comes out and becomes current, and you're able to file simultaneously, concurrently, I-140 and I-45, then that's good. But if it keeps the same pace it's keeping, then you may run into the issue of running out, having accumulated more than 180 days before you're eligible to file for the green card. And at that point, you're accruing a lawful presence. If one applies for 10-year green card through VAW and it's being extended for 4 years until 2027, is this a good sign? How is your green card being? If one applies for 10 years green card through VAW and is extended for 4 years until, is this a good sign that VAW will be approved? Okay, I think you're talking about I-751. You're not talking about VAW, and people mix that up. So I think you're talking about removal of conditions, and then you got a 4-year extension. Does that mean your I-751 will be approved? No, it's just an extension of your green card. Is the lipstick still devotion? No, a change. They can discontinue devotion. Oh, you remember? They discontinued the devotion to have been like on the scavenger hunt for the perfect red. You need to see my closet, my makeup closet. It's got, like, you see maybe one eye pencil, and I can't remember the last time I wore a mask. I'm using mascara. That's just me. But then where my lipstick is, I don't think there's a brand I don't have in my quest of getting that red. Yeah. As August 21 bit 3 we just speak out, man. We do that. Yeah, I think that's what she meant. Yeah, we do. Okay, so I think you got all right, people. Thank you as always for coming in. I think we got everyone's questions. Once again, if you've got an immigration case, if it's a case that we handle H-1B, EB-2, both national interest and employer-sponsored, VAR cases, marriage cases, fiance visa, citizenship, what else? Asylum, change of status, 751 removal of conditions. Visit our website, olalayalawfirm.com. The information is there. Represent immigration clients in all 50 states. Phone number once again is 334-341-4475. I got my girl Lydia who takes all this, sometimes we take these questions and try to make a post and make a video so that if someone missed it, then we're able to do that. If someone lost their asylum case and then appealed to BIA, which was lost again, then the person later appealed. The Fifth Circuit, where does the person file for case reopening? Sit down with a lawyer and discuss that case. Based on an I-130 petition. You can reopen your asylum case based on an I-130. If you're talking about reopening because you were ordered removed, then that means you must have been ordered removed. If you're ordered removed, then it would be the last place that made the decision in your case. And they may have to now remand it back to the immigration court. But sit down with a lawyer to discuss. That's not a case you just want to have a yes or no answer. That's something you discuss with a lawyer. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, we come together, we share stories, we talk about immigration. But if you need something specific to your case, 334-341-4475. That is the contact information. We'll be glad to help you out. Have a great night, Epic, and I'll be in touch. I'll keep you posted. But this is a new month, y'all. This is a new month that we have started, and we have started it with God. You don't have to see the end to know that God is going to be waiting for you at the end with your testimony. This morning, I was just moved to worship my way into my testimony. And sometimes it's nothing like having a good worship session just to glorify the name of Jesus, knowing that, because God inhabits the praises of his people. That's something that gives him, when you reverence God and he moves on your behalf. There's nothing like praise. There's nothing like worship, knowing that you're worshiping your way to your testimonies. You don't have to see them yet, but you've got to believe that they're on the way. And you've got to work towards achieving that. And every single day, wake up knowing that you're one day, one step, one more minute closer to those testimonies, because God has promised you that you would see, it shall be. Bible says, amen. So be it. It shall be. And if he says it shall be, then it must be. Not an iota of his word will pass by without being accomplished. They don't return to him void. And I'm a true believer that if you've made it to this country, God's got a purpose for you coming here. It's not going to be in vain. But we cannot be defeated because we haven't seen things happen. So if something did not happen for you in August, this is a new month. It's a new beginning, clean slate, another chance to get another opportunity each and every day that he gives us and wakes us up and helps us to take that first breath. It's another opportunity that we know that he has gone before us to make every crooked path straight. And we've got to do our part in believing and working the path that he has put us on. Trusting and not giving up. When you give up, that's when the problem starts. But you cannot dare give up. You cannot dare lose hope. You cannot dare let go. Just hold on. Keep going, keep going, keep going. It will happen. This man promised this woman she was never going to get in her state. Called CPS on her, wanted to make sure that she gets sent back. God said no. He wasn't going to prevail. that God supersedes anybody and anything that thinks they want to bring you down. But you cannot afford to be defeated yourself. And as long as you're not defeated here and you keep going, knowing and trusting, hoping against hope, in spite of, it may not look like it. It may look so gloomy. It may look like there's no way out. But trust and believe that the same Red Sea that consumed the enemies of the children of God is still the same Red Sea that God parted to save his own. So what the enemy thinks they want to use to bring you down, God can turn around and use it to make you to bring you to your testimony, as long as we keep going. So let us keep going. Let us keep praying for one another. Let us keep hoping. And I pray that this month, the next month, the rest of the year, and all the days of our life, that we'll always come together to share each other's testimony, believing and knowing that it's not because of anything anybody knows how to do, but because we know we have received God's favor and grace. I'll see you guys next time.